I'd like to welcome everybody to Joliet Township Government's board meeting on Tuesday, March 11th at 5 p.m. So welcome everyone. I'd like to call on our clerk to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you please take the roll call?
Yes. Trustee Arias? Here. Trustee Edwards?
Here.
Trustee Studio?
Here.
Trustee Slattery?
Here.
Supervisor Morales?
Here. Thank you. Okay, first item on the agenda is, I'd like to, you all had a chance to review the minutes for the regular town board meeting for February 11th, 2025. I'd like a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Trustee Scoopia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias? Aye. Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Second set of minutes are the minutes for the February 11th Joliet Township amended budget, the public hearing. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Arias? Aye. Trustee Scoopia?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, and then the last set of minutes that we'd like approval for is for the public hearing held on February 11th for the road district's amended budget. Can I get a motion for that, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Scoopia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias? Aye. Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to enter into a moment of silence for some individuals. So I'd like to first start with Mr. Ray Payne. It is with great sadness that I share the news with our trustees of one of our beloved transportation drivers, Mr. Ray Payne. Ray was an exceptional employee, dependable, helpful, and always willing to go the extra mile for his team and the community that he served. His dedication and kindness will be deeply missed by all who had the privilege of knowing him, both staff and clients. For Ray, and then also for the DuPage Township Supervisor, Mr. Gary Varshke, who passed away over this last weekend. So if we can get a moment of silence for both of them, please. Thank you. At this moment, I'd like to open the floor for any public comment. Anybody from the public that would like to address the board? This is not a time for responses, but it's your opportunity to say whatever it is that you would like to share with us. And if it's something that we need to get back with the public, we will do so, but tonight we will not be answering questions or comments during public comment. Do we have anybody here for public comment? Okay, there being none, I'd like to move into the new business. So the first item on your agenda is that as you trustees are aware, our annual clerk's town hall meeting is approaching next month. It will be held immediately after our regular town board meeting at 6:15. And so we need to get that agenda approved so that we can get it posted in the news as well. So I will need a motion in a second, and then we can have discussion if you like. So I can have a motion for that.
Make a motion that we approve the agenda for the 175th annual town meeting on April 8th, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, pretty self-explanatory.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no other discussion, then, can I get a roll call, please?
Trustee Slattery?
Yes.
Trustee Scoopia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias? Aye. Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. second on the agenda, is I'd like a motion to approve the 2025 contract extension for landscaping maintenance at Oakwood Cemetery. After we get a motion and a second, we can have discussion. So is there a motion on the table?
I make a motion that we approve the 2025 contract extension for landscaping maintenance at Oakwood Cemetery.
Second.
Any discussion?
Well, I just wanted to mention that after a brief discussion with our attorney, he sort of set me straight, because when I read the motion, I read it as such as, it looked like it was a new contract, and if it was a new contract, it was gonna have to go out for bid. But he gave me the contract from last year, and it says on there, this contract is for the term beginning April 1st, 2024 through October 31, 2024, plus a one-year option if exercised. And I guess we are going ahead and exercising it. But that's all my comment is.
Okay. Yeah, next year, this vendor will have to rebid for it. I did speak with our cemetery staff, and they did say that, you know, he's been keeping up with all of the lawn care. It's pretty good standing. And then when I spoke with the contractor, he did mention that there's a lot of flyaway trash that gets caught up near the cemetery, and he has been going above and beyond cleaning that, and that's not part of his contract. So I felt comfortable extending it, and then next year, he was awarded 2 years ago, and he was the lowest bidder. And then last year, we put it out for bid, and he dropped his price, and he was still the lowest bidder, which is why I felt comfortable extending it. It's a big place to mow, it's a lot of work. His original bid 2 years ago was really low, and then to cut it even lower, I just thought, you know, I don't want the quality of the service to be impacted. So I felt comfortable extending it, and then next year, then he understands he will have to be going out for bid. So, okay. Can I get a?
Just for clarity, because everyone in the audience, it is the same price as last year's contract, so there's no up in price or anything, everything's staying exactly the same.
Thank you, yeah, we did the prices, yeah, because when you extended, we're not modifying any terms, prices, nothing, everything's the same, so, yeah. So if you all feel comfortable, then with that, can I get a roll call, please? Roll call.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Scupia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias? Aye. Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, so at this point, we can go ahead and move on into the reports. I would like to, well, I'll wait till the end, I have 2 reports. So I'll go ahead and start with our transportation manager, Jackie Smith.
Do we have them accept that?
I'm sorry?
Not gonna accept that.
Sure. Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
In February, the Transportation Department overcame many challenges and successfully completed a total of 725 trips. Despite being the shortest month of the year, our team remained busy and dedicated to serving our community. Skylar Reed, our former transportation coordinator, moved on to new opportunities, and we warmly welcome Leo Carroll, our new bilingual transportation coordinator. Leonardo's presence will be of value in assisting our diverse clientele in overcoming language barriers to ensure our clients receive the support they need. However, February also brought a heartbreaking loss to our team. We mourn the passing of our driver, Ray Payne Jr., who would have made his 1-year anniversary in our department this May. His energetic personality and dependability will be deeply missed. On a positive note, our collaboration with the Will County Sheriff's Office has been finalized, which I got an email after I made this report that is actually tabled for a month. And I've been working with Brian on that too. We have already completed our first trip with them. Again, this was before the table. Additionally, we are in the final stages of securing the MOU with the Will County Health Department. Our fleet has also expanded to 7 vehicles. We are now consisting of 3 wheelchair-equipped vehicles and 4 12-passenger vehicles. further enhancing our ability to meet the transportation needs of our community. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Okay, at the request of our HR manager, I would like Ms. Erica Holmes to take the podium. Thank you, Erica.
Okay, HR updates. Today I attended the Pathways Career Fair for Will County Workforce Development. Looking for a licensed trauma therapist and made some networking abilities, see if we can get some social workers and that kind of thing. Did express that we do have supervision. They had an MSW that was recommended, LCSW preferred, working with our consultant on that. Home-based transportation moved over to the Mitchell Center. So that location, home base, is working. We do have a few glitches, but they should be up and fine rank with transportation with home base. Okay. So we're still looking into it. So it's a little tedious because we have 3 locations with home base. And when you move people over, they get new PIN numbers and that kind of thing. So we are still making sure that we're monitoring that accordingly. It does a lot of analytics for me on like how many hours we log and all that. So there's a lot of data in home base. Employee appreciation luncheon. If you all didn't know, March 7th is Employee Appreciation Day, and we appreciated all Joliet Township employees that's under the supervisor's supervision. We gave them certificates and gave them a pizza party. We did deliver to all 3 locations of Animal Control, Mitchell Center, as well as our admin building. Okay, and right now, leadership training for the department heads is undergoing. I'm working with Animal Control Director in developing her management skills and that kind of thing so that she can be proficient in how she handles her staff. April 23rd, I finally got IMRF to agree to come here to give a presentation and do one-on-ones for anybody that had questions about their retirement or just the benefits of IMRF. If you know IMRF, getting them on the phone takes like an hour, you know, so for me to get them here is huge. And they have worked with us closely in helping the people that unfortunately have been released, that they are making sure if they are going after their benefits that it was be a little more seamless versus a tedious task. And again, over the past year, the employees of Joliet Township government has demonstrated unwavering commitment, excellence in their roles, in their efforts and ability to Township. And so we wanted just to acknowledge that. And as a HR director, I appreciate all of our staff. Any questions for me? Thank you.
Before we leave, I would like to just give one report because there were questions that were asked at the last meeting, and then I'll give my supervisor's report at the end. So I will take the podium now. And I understand last week I was in Washington DC, so I couldn't be here, and thank you so much for chairing the meeting. I appreciate that. But I understand that there were a lot of questions. Our trustees, I heard from 2 trustees, there were a lot of questions regarding the Community Violence Intervention Program, which is not taking place here at Joliet Township. So I just wanted to quickly share some comments that I think will address everything, all the questions that were asked. So, dear trustees and residents, in 2021, the current Township administration embarked in an ambitious journey to transform the Township and undertake initiatives that have never been done before. We began crafting a master plan to prioritize the safety of our community, starting with the research necessary to structure a violence intervention program. In 2022, we were one of the Joliet area organizations who responded to a notice of funding opportunity under the Reimagined Public Safety Act by applying for a state grant to address what many communities, including ours, are facing, the growing public health crisis of gun violence, now recognized as a new epidemic. Joliet Township government was one of the entities awarded funding in May of 2023, with resources allocated through June of 2024. This administration successfully launched its first violence prevention program, housed at the Peggy and Ozzie Mitchell Center, with a ribbon cutting ceremony held in January of 2024. In April of 2024, we applied for a grant continuation, and we were fortunate to receive an extension through December 31 of 2024. Once again, my administrative team and I worked diligently to secure the renewal of our funding, submitting the necessary application on December 4th, 2024 is when it was due, and we submitted it at like before 10 a.m. that morning. On December the 12th of 2024, we met with the entire Community Violence Intervention Team, formerly known as Peace Over Violence. We met with them to inform them that we had been granted a 1-month extension until January 31, because the grant originally only went till December 31. And we informed them that we submitted a strong grant proposal just a few days earlier on December 3rd, and we were confident in our submission. While we did remain optimistic, we made no promises and gave all staff a formal 30-day notice of employment, allowing time for transition should we not be awarded the grant renewal, because at that time we still really didn't know. As many of you may know, state grants provide critical financial assistance to recipients to support a range of public purposes such as education, public health, community development, recovery initiatives, et cetera, et cetera. Grants are typically used to describe funding linked to short-term project funding, which could possibly then be developed into long-term funding. Despite our optimism, regrettably, although we were extended till January 31, we still didn't know anything when we left work that day. And I was getting phone calls from staff saying, have you heard? And unfortunately, I told them I didn't know. Over the weekend, on Saturday, February the 1st, we received an email from the Department of Human Services where they informed us that they received 261 submissions in response to the Violence Prevention Program grant. 176 of these were submitted on time. They were pre-qualified and met mandatory application requirements. Our application was eligible, they did tell us that. However, of the 176 eligible applications, only 73 were selected for funding, and our grant renewal was not awarded. The director of the Community Violence Intervention Department remained on board for several weeks after that to inform clients about our non-renewal and to assist in the transition. I believe she gave a report last time too. We have communicated with the other agency that is also serving the Joliet area, which is the Illinois Youth and Family Services, who is a grant recipient for the Joliet area. So the Joliet area is not left void of these services. There are services, because from what I gathered from the last meeting, people were saying that we don't have this here in Joliet. Yes, we do. The services are still being offered, but they're being offered through the Illinois Youth and Family Services, and they are located on Larkin Avenue by the Dunkin' Donuts, by the car wash. We look forward to collaborating with Illinois Youth and Family Services to maintain our shared mission of fostering a safer, healthier environment for all of our residents. As part of our continued efforts, we are temporarily housing our transportation department and the behavioral health department at the Mitchell Center, because there were questions, well, what are you gonna do with the Mitchell Center? So as you all know, we've been like sardines in this building with desks in the hallways. And that's not a conducive way for people to work. So we transitioned them over there to the Mitchell Center temporarily while the remodeling work is being completed at the Forest Park Community Center. I just want to thank everyone, all of the residents that came out that expressed, that had questions, because that tells me that they're engaged. I welcome questioning of, our grants, and, as soon as we were getting the information, we were sharing it. We've never withheld anything from our staff and did not try to offer any false hope either, because we know with grants, it's never 100% sure, right? So I just want to thank everyone for your continued support and understanding during this challenging time. Together, we remain steadfast in our dedication to the safety and well-being of our community. Thank you. That was the report I wanted to share for the CBI. So at this point, I will yield back. I'll continue with all the other reports, and then at the end, I will give my supervisor's report. Thank you. Well, first, are there any questions that I can answer for anybody?
And then just for clarity, because I've been hearing this from residents in the community, it wasn't, we weren't given a reason why it was denied, it was just saying that we were not.
We were not, right, we were not given a reason why, and I think you all have a letter that I shared with the trustees exactly what we received. They didn't tell us, it just said we were not eligible. Now, they did say we could appeal, but the appeal does not mean that we're gonna win and then get funding. That was never implied. We can appeal the metrics of, just the metrics is what we can, and how they reviewed, how they rank people, but it doesn't mean that we're gonna, at some point in the future, be eligible for funding at this point. Once it reopens, we definitely are gonna try to, put in for it again. We did not know who, up until recently, a couple days ago, it was disclosed, the portal was open and it lists all of the recipients, right? But for weeks after the February 1st, we still didn't even know who were the recipients. So to transition clients, we were kind of at a standstill until we were diligently checking every single day so that we could continue. If there's nobody had any high emergency needs, but in case anything came up, we didn't have anywhere to refer them to that were continuing these particular services, but now we do. And there is a press release that we have met with Dr. Brass, the president of Illinois Youth and Family, and we are working together, collaborating, and there will be a press release this week that you will see on it. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Okay, next I see Alejandra here from General Assistance.
Alright, so I'm gonna be giving tax report. So Sue gave a presentation of Township Services for Volunteers at the Senior Companion Program from Catholic Charity. She presented, to all the volunteers, a service packet with all our flyers and our information. She even added a little chip clip to everything. And then tax season is busy as usual. We've prepared 298, returns so far. And tax packets are coming in and out of the office. As well, we're offering our other township services to the residents or anyone that comes in. So one, for example, is when they come in for the tax packet, we'll give them a light heat flyer, especially because light heat covers county. And despite the 0 temperatures at February's light heat, it was a good success. And the next one will be on March 19th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Other than that, business as usual.
I know that Patricia has been super busy. She's asked to come in on a Saturday even when it's quiet, so she can review, because she reviews every single return before Alejandra calls people to go over them. They work very well together on the FIDA tax, and so I told her, yes, you can come in Saturday, but she just needed that quiet time to get caught up. But thank you for all that, Alejandra, I appreciate it. Okay, next, okay, so I know Mr. Wallace, he did leave us his report. Thank him so much for that. Thank you for bringing it in, Ray, I appreciate that. I will have I don't see our assessor here, so I don't think we'll be having a report from him, but I do see our highway commissioner, Mr. Alessio here. Mr. Alessio, would you like to give some remarks?
We're basically wrapping up the plowing season, hopefully, knock on wood, with the weather. We have a lot of salt. We did our salt contract because we kinda got word late. We did our salt contract, I think it started in June. So actually, I think the plan is for us to, as of the new budget, get ahead of it and start buying salt, begin the year at this year's, the price that we assume it would be this year would be lower than next year's contract. So, we're gonna probably get some more salt in, even though, the season's over. So if you guys see that and you're like, what's that about? That would be why. Other than that, we've been dealing with drainage issues. The big one, our friends over on Adela, the Sotos, we put out a cease and desist letter to the resident who was pumping, and actually that is resolved. We resolved that issue that the Sotos were having by making sure we stayed on the resident. We coordinated with the resident. Believe we had help to translation from the township office and, Attorney Wellner as well, putting that out. And what, basically, we just said, you know, we're asking you to stop this. They cooperated and responded to our office. We gave them some guidance on what they might be able to do. And through just them figuring out what their issue was, it was fixed. So, I know the Sodas are very appreciative of that. We had another, well leak over on Pequot. I don't know if anybody saw that or heard about it. It was very bad. It's going down a hill, tons of ice. We did the same thing, cease and desist. And we actually get coordinated with the residents, so that stopped. So that was a big one. And then recently we've had an issue on Rowell Avenue, resident who's been pumping. I don't know if you guys cared about it, but I figured I'd just let you know. And we're working very well with the state on that. So, long story short, we're trying to, you know, make sure, because spring, you know, that's when all this comes up. All of a sudden, everything melts, and then nobody's pumping works right. And then the last thing, we've had the long-standing issue on Oscar. I don't know if anybody remembers it. Coordinated with the county and our engineers, and we're working on a longer-term solution over there. Because we've had some complaints through the years over there on Oscar. So we are actually hopeful that we can get a solution from our end that would be at least to offset some of the issues there. I don't know that it would be a complete fix, but we actually coordinated with Welch Concrete too. So we kind of had a meeting of all the local parties involved, and they made some modifications to how their water drained there as well. So it was very productive, again, using the little ability we have from our office to try to benefit everybody. So that was the last month with the pumping issues, and that's kind of been what we've been working on. Other than that, plowing, and like I said, it's kind of wrapping up, so we're getting a big bunch of garbage pickup this week. I'm sure after the snow melts and everything, before the trees grow in, try to get the garbage. So if you guys see anything, let me know if we want to pick up anything specific. Any questions? Yeah.
How much salt do you have in your inventory?
We probably have like 400 or 500 tons right now.
How much did we use, you know?
How much did we use? We bought like 800 this year. We probably had 300 or 400, so we probably used, 800, 750 this year. So when we put out our contract is for 1,000 tons. And then it's 80/120, so you have to buy 800 tons, you can buy up to 120 at that rate. So that's how the contract works. That's how it was done when we did it through the Highway Commissioners Association. That's how we did it when we had to go out and bid ourselves this year, so.
I have one other question.
Yep.
So, it was brought to my attention at the last meeting that I was not able to be here. There was a lady, Miss Rosa Calvillo, that had concern. Were you aware of her issues over on Mohawk Street?
No.
She had drainage issues too, so everything was going up into her driveway.
Oh, okay.
That was on my list too, Ellie did.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah, I guess she showed us a video when she came to our meeting, so all the water, instead of going on the street, it's actually flowing up into her driveway and potentially
Okay.
going into her house.
Okay.
She said she had contacted the highway commission office, but it's hard to. Yeah, if you could just follow up with her.
I will follow up with her. I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm not saying she hasn't called the Highway Commissioner's office, but I don't.
Was she English speaking?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
she was, and then in the video you can hear people in the background in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
not
she
sure if
really-
she's
okay.
there, or she was just helping them.
Okay. Yeah, that was fine. If you could just follow up with her.
Yeah, I'll follow up with her. I'm surprised I haven't heard about it, to be honest, but not that she hasn't called us, but.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, next I'd like to call our clerk, Stephanie Bonilla.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
In the clerk's office, I filed the amended budgets for the Joliet Township and the road district with the county clerk's office. I've also, uploaded them to the Joliet website under public information, and then there's another page called Budgets and Audits. It's on there now. Then for the annual town meeting, I'm glad the agenda got approved. So I'm gonna be working in the next following days on that and publishing the agenda to the Herald News. Aside from that, I've been attending to day-to-day operations as usual.
You've got an unprecedented amount of FOIAs too.
Well, yes, that's true. It was a ton of FOIAs, but it's steady, it's steady. I'm taking it, you know, a day at a time.
But she's being inundated, she's being humbled, because they're asking for stuff going back to like 2020. And when they ask for 4 years, it's a lot of time that she has to put aside to pull everything, read it, make sure if there's things that need to be redacted, prepare, and then respond. So there have been, over the last, since December, we've been getting hit really hard. And it's usually around the time when the 4 years are up, the transition time, is when these watchdogs are checking, you know, looking for, asking for a bunch of information.
So most of these FOIAs are coming from one group of people, or?
It's individual groups, yeah.
And politicians too. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Not a problem, thank
No.
you.
A lot of work.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Okay, so supervisor's report. So in your packet, you're gonna find these two documents here. So we have an English and Spanish satisfaction survey that is now complete. All departments will have it available. There will be the QR code where people will have the option to just do it from their phone if they feel comfortable with the technology, because a lot of our seniors still don't feel comfortable with technology, but it will be for everyone. This is a tool to help us improve our services and will encourage future participation and engagement. We also have boxes where they can fill it out if they want to do old school and fill it out and put it in an anonymous box, and it'll remain anonymous. We do have one at the front desk when they first walk in, and every department will have it. Every caseworker and general assistants will have to, after they service somebody, say, encourage them, could you please rate me on our service, and how was the service today? You know, we're looking for ways to just improve what we're already doing, as well as animal control and our transportation. We'll have them in all the vans as well. We just found it easier to do something like this because sometimes you only hear like complaints, right? But we also want to celebrate the good work that we're doing. So in terms of Forest Park Community Center, the goal for Forest Park Community Center is to expand its offerings for our community. We aim to provide a self-service community food pantry to support residents in need. And I don't know if you heard Jackie mention that Skylar Reed transitioned out of transportation. So Skylar Reed is leading this project, and he is actively working on licensing for the food pantry. He does offer backup service to transportation, especially now with the passing of one of our drivers, and then another driver is ill out of medical. So we've had some staffing shortages, so Skylar is able to jump back in and still offer support there. Looking to the future, now that the mold issue is resolved, the union contractors are on schedule to begin remodeling next week. We will be looking at floor and paint samples next week as well. As I stated earlier, the transportation department has been upgraded from working in our hallway, and now they're temporarily housed at the Mitchell Center. Forest Park Community Center is ideally suited to house our entire transportation department, which will allow for better efficiency and accessibility to the vans, because parking at the Mitchell Center is next to none for all of our vehicles. So they're making it work right now, but that's still not ideal for them to be there. In partnership with local mental health professionals, we aim to offer a safe space for those who need counseling, therapy, or support for mental health challenges. These services will complement those already offered at the Mitchell Center, providing more options for residents to access the care that they deserve. We are actively hiring trauma-informed therapists. Our human resource manager, Erica, and I are aggressively recruiting. I've been emailing faculty member in the social work departments at Lewis and University of St. Francis to get the word out. And we did, the state of Illinois is aware that they're okay with us hiring interns if we have to at the moment. So, and they did extend their contract. Their grant was ending on March 31, and they did extend it for another month. So we have received an extension on that. So these expansions will make a positive impact in our community, providing additional resources for families and individuals who rely on the support of the community center. As we move forward with these plans, we will keep you informed every step of the way, and look forward to hearing on also your thoughts and your feedback as well. So our township newsletter also for the spring is at the printers and will be mailed within the next couple of weeks for the spring. For the first time, we will be publishing a bilingual newsletter to include Spanish language as well. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, to be looking out for the newsletter with new updates for the communities, and that's all that I have at this point. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I was thinking, I like the QR code option, and it's something to think about, maybe we can actually put that actually on the windows of, I've seen bus companies start to do that for, if they wanna do like safety things, or I've seen them put a QR code on the actual bus where people can just, or if they wanna do it at their own leisure, so the bus driver doesn't have to keep track of, papers and pens and all that stuff, you can just put it on somewhere where they can kinda scan and go and do it at there, so that's an option I think that you could potentially do on our 7 vehicles.
Yeah, definitely, no, we'll definitely do that, and we do wanna have them like in every general assistant's office and the workforce office with Jesse, because the customers are who we wanna hear, how can we improve what we're doing, right? I mean, that's what we're here, we're public servants to make sure services are getting to the constituents, so thank you for that, and, I'll see how we can get that on all the vans, posted inside somewhere. Any other questions? Okay, so I think right now, normally in the past I would ask for an adjournment, but this time I'm not. This time I know we have bills to cover first. I've done it consistently. Okay, so now let's move on to approval of receipts and approval of expenditures and bills.
Okay, well, moving on to our approval of receipts, I'll make a motion that we place our cash receipts for the period ending February 28th into their proper accounts.
Second?
Can you call the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Stuckey?
Aye.
Trustee Arias? Aye. Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Moving on to our Joya Township General Town Fund, I make a motion that we certify the cash disbursements for the month of February of $475,132.17, and that they are correct and that we approve them for payment.
Second. It's good, yeah.
Okay, can you call the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Stuckey?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
I have the easy part, I don't have to fight over the second. Okay, moving on to our Joya Township General Town Capital Fund. I'd like to make a motion that we certify as correct cash disbursements of $41,281.42 for the month of February, and that we approve these expenditures for payment.
Second?
Can you take the roll call, please?
Yes. Thank you. Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Stuckey?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Moving on to the Joya Township Road and Bridge Fund, I make a motion that we certify as being correct cash disbursements for the month of February of $70,145.90, and that we approve them for payment.
Second?
Can you take the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Stuckey?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to the Joya Township Senior Fund, I'd like to make a motion that we certify as correct cash disbursements of $10 for the month of February, which is a bank charge, and that we approve it for payment.
Second.
Roll call, please?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye?
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Stuckey?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Moving on to the Joya Township General Assistance Fund, I'd like to make a motion that we certify cash expenditures of $27,903.33 for the month of February, and approve those expenditures for payment.
Second?
Roll call, please?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Fugia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Moving on to the Joya Township Animal Control Fund, I'd like to certify as being correct cash disbursements of $80,823.03 for the month of February, and approve those expenditures for payment.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Fugia?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, that concludes all of our approval of expenditures and bills. Our regular board meeting for next month will be on April 8th at 5 p.m. and immediately following that will be our annual town hall meeting. So please ask the trustees, and make sure to ask your friends, family, voters to come out, participate, and engage. These are only once a year, and it's the meeting for the people, right? So having said that, I'd like to call for, can I get a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Trustee Fugia?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.